Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time, in which we go to the Daily Mail website and talk about the news. You should know by now. Come on, there's only about 100 of you who watch. You should know. You'd think I'd give up, wouldn't you? But the missus likes something to view whilst eating a sandwich at lunchtime. So, you know. Oh, anyway, let's stretch it out. Storm Babet. Babet's deadly trout. Yeah, 2 people have died, apparently. A 57-year-old woman was swept away into the water of Lee at Glen Esk Valley in Angus. And a 56-year-old was killed by a falling tree on the B9127 at Wig Street near Forfar in Angus. It was actually just up the road from where the woman got swept away. So, yeah, the bad weather is hitting Scotland rather badly. And the Met Office have slapped a big red warning onto Scotland. And look, here's some dramatic pictures. Mind you, this is in South Shields, so it's not quite Scotland. So, yeah, whoa, stay in, don't go out. Meanwhile, a lorry overturned on the M4. I don't know if that's got anything to do with the weather, but in Surrey, a car flipped over. And this is in Sunderland. Look at that. Lots of sea foam on the esplanade. So yeah, be careful out there. I mean, this is dramatic. This is in Aberdeenshire, in the village of Johnshaven, which is 12 miles from Brecon. It's yeah, they won't be getting any post today, because I imagine the postman has been washed away. Meanwhile, we have the results of the by-elections, and yeah, it was to be expected. They went to Labour from Conservative. Have we got where are the results? Have we got a nice? Here we go. This is. I do like it when they put it like this, because it makes my small brain figure out a lot easier. You can see the swing away from Conservative to Labour in Tamworth and Mid Bedfordshire. So they got both of those by-elections. But remember, it is a by-election. It doesn't mean that the Labour Party has won the next election already. Because again, by-elections, if you're old like me, it just means that the voters can give the government a bloody nose, and then when it comes down to the actual election, they'll swing back again. But yeah, this is actually for Mid Bedfordshire, how narrow it was. So yeah, it's quite a narrow margin in it. And you have calls for, and this is in Tamworth again. There's not a great deal in it. They squeaked through, but yeah, it makes it all the more interesting, doesn't it? It makes politics a bit more of a game. They gamify politics, but yeah, there's been they're urging Rishi to tax cuts to sweeten people up. But we'll wait and see. It could all swing around I think we're due the election next year. When was it? 2019. So yeah, 2024, 5-year term. So yeah, that's when we're due the next election. And things, yeah, a week is a long time in politics. It could all swing around. We just don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, well done Labour there. Meanwhile, there's an exclusive story. Britain's secret biosecurity blunders revealed. Right. And these are not good blunders. British researchers lost a genetically modified mouse. Oh no, we've lost Mickey. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm out of here. Come on, Goofy. Sorry. I'm making myself laugh. That's when you know you've failed. What? Genetically modified. Oh, isn't and accidentally released a smallpox-like pathogen in a string of biosecurity blunders kept under wraps. The Mail Online has learned of 6 lab incidents where genetically modified organisms, GMOs, for those in the know, have escaped containment in the past 5 years. 4 occurred before COVID swept the globe. Research involving genetically modified pathogens have come under huge scrutiny since the pandemic, with some believing COVID was spawned by similar controversial experiments. And here we have 6. We need the top of the pops music. The 6 top GMOs. We can do it. Should we do it in reverse chronology? Okay, then. So we're going to go from bottom right to top left. Are you ready? So we've got a power loss in the lab with genetically modified mycobacterius tuberculosis. That sounds good. I don't know what that. Again, the bloody thing's gone over. I can't read it because if I make that bigger, will they? No, it won't. How big do I need that to be? Hold it. There's got to be a solution. He said, "It's got." Oh no. Because this is here we go. Leak 2018-2019 leak of a flask containing genetically modified Trypanosoma cruzi. 2018-2019 needle stick injury with genetically modified Trypanosoma cruzi. You might want to not hang around for that. In the same year, needle stick injury with genetically modified vaccinia virus. 2020 transgenic mouse goes missing. Look, I like the bars broken. Look, the transgenic mouse. What the fuck's that? Boy, oh boy, I'm transgenic, Goofy. Woohoo! Transgenic. And in 2020-2021, release of wastewater from transgenic plants. I don't know. Are they plants that think that they're, animals? Does the transgenic mouse think he's a plant? We need to know. I want to know what a transgenic mouse is. Biologist Dr. Richard Ebright, a vocal critic of so-called gain-of-function experiments, argued that such accidents are more common than we think. Thanks, guys. Lab accidents with pathogens, including genetically modified pathogens, occur nearly daily and occur even in the best circumstances. The world needs increased oversight and regulation of this type of research. So there you go. One involved altered mycobacterium tuberculosis, which obviously causes tuberculosis. That's nice. Trypanosoma cruzi is a microscopic parasite which causes Chagas disease, which is normally spread via insect bites. I want to know what the mouse is. I know what transgenic means. Transgenic. Yeah, it just says it's genetically modified. But the information doesn't disclose exactly what research the mouse was being used for. But it was transgenic. Okay. So yeah, if you spot a mouse with an ear growing on its back running around, it could be Mickey the transgenic mouse, of course. Oh, fuck yeah. We've finally got a news story I can get behind. Are you ready for this? The age-old question is asked. Is raking leaves a waste of time? Yes. Here is the ultimate definition of impotence. It's a man with a leaf blower. That's true impotence. Oh, thanks for Daily Mail. That's better. So this is a garden expert. Does it say who it is? Why you do that? Why you do that to me? Sorry, Daily Mail's having a bit of an issue. That's better. Autumn is a time for blowing leaves into piles, and in University of Delaware's College of Agriculture and Natural Resource advises that piles of leaves provide a habitat for creatures including insects, slugs, spiders, and possibly even toads and small mammals. However, some say it's a waste of time. Right? So if you see them covering your lawn, you might see it's best to rake them up and put them in a bin or whatever it is, or burn them. People who burn leaves, there's a special place in hell for you as well, you cretins. But yeah, experts at the University of Delaware say it's just best to leave them because it provides an environment for all this other creatures. For the you have the flora and you have the fauna. It works in simpatico. It creates a mini ecosystem. So every time you rake a leaf, you're destroying an ecosystem, you uncaring bastard. So there you go. You're also an impotent fool, because I've never raked a leaf in my life. I've never raked a leaf in my life. No, never. No, I'll never do it. I'll never do it. You know, my vision of hell is probably I'm going to be sent down there with a leaf blower and an infinite amount of leaves to blow around. So there we have it. Don't rake leaves. Good for the environment, because it also creates leaf mulch, biodegrades into soil and other products, and worms and slugs, and feed off that. So yeah. Oh god. Oh shit. We've gone from one stupid to another stupid. Baked beans on toast. You've been doing it wrong. Yeah. Heinz has been forced to publish a step-by-step guide to making beans on toast. How could you get that wrong? How do you put the bean? Okay, you put the beans on the plate first, and then put the toast on top of it. That's the only way you can get that wrong. Anyway, we're going to read on. Fans of the classic dish have been left shocked after Hans revealed the recipe for making perfect beans on toast. Baked beans, served on blah 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 blah, and okay. So first we've got to store your tin upside down at 18 degrees and shake for 5 seconds before opening. That dislodges the beans. Bit of a weird tip. You can just use a spoon to get them out. Toast 2 slices of white farmhouse loaf bread. You can use granary bread or brown bread. It's better for you, and better if you're diabetic. Also use low sugar beans. The ones Sainsbury's do are very nice. Warm the beans on the hob for 3 to 4 minutes at 64 degrees, stirring constantly. Place the toast on a plate and spread unsalted butter evenly up to the crust. Pour the beans over the toast, but don't drown them. You can't drown toast. You can't drown, because it doesn't breathe. It doesn't breathe, does it? Some people might just like more beans. Look, we're doomed. We're doomed. As more evidence that as a species, it's over for us. It's all over. Have you had trouble preparing beans on toast? Don't leave a comment in the comment. Unsubscribe. Fuck off. I don't want you watching my videos. There you go. Meanwhile, we have a real case of a real life Cinderella. Prince Christian of Denmark is one of Europe's most eligible even. Wrong teeth. Most eligible bachelors, and yeah, he celebrated his 18th birthday with a glitzy gala dinner at the Christiansborg Palace. So good they named it after him, and the guests include dazzling future queens from all over Europe. Oh, get her! Sorry, had to do it. But one glamorous party guy didn't let that stop her from trying to get the prince's attention. Anne-Sophie Tornson Olsen, who's 18, left her golden stiletto heel for the royal to find. Her staff cleared up. They discovered the shoe, but rather than go house to house seeking its owner, the prince instead asked the palace to post a photograph on social media. And then I guess she claimed it, you know. Have we got the post on social media? No, you haven't. Oh well, just have to take your word for it, won't I? Just take it for it. And yeah, and actress Anne Sophie came forward to claim her shoe. Here she is, posing in a very kind of awkward. I guess she's taking a picture of the shoe. You know, there you go. It was that the shoe, and but yeah, she told a Danish outlet Zeog it was meant to be a fairy tale ending a la Cinderella. I guess he turned her down. He looks a bit like David Cameron, didn't he? Oh, Prince Christian, didn't he? Prince Christian. So there you go. Who said romance is dead? Oh wait a minute, it is, because she didn't get. She didn't. Did she get? She said, it's not because I thought I was going to marry him, but I kind of hoped that someone would think it was funny and it would create attention for the royal house. That's it, that's the story. I mean, it's just, it's not very good, really, is it? It's not very good. We'll skip the war. There's some horrible stuff happening. Horrible stuff. It was always going to end up this way. We have tribunal news. This is the story of Ana Aguero. She is a Spanish teacher, right? And she's taken the High School of Dundee, which is a private school, to a tribunal after she was allegedly sacked for being too spicy to work there. The High School of Dundee costs £16,050 a year. Well, let's see. Let's see if she's too spicy. Let me have a look. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. I was expecting more. What else have we got? She also alleges she was referred to as the teacher with the funny last name and claimed the spicy comment was about her Spanish heritage. Miss Aguero also denied allegations that she told students she was going to sue the school's arse after the teacher was told she was losing her job. The claim that racially charged language used about Miss Aguero is detailed in an independent report that was issued by the school. As other non-UK teachers held on to their jobs, the consultant found it was difficult to say whether race played a part in her dismissal. However, Miss Aguero may have a case as she was not employed full-time contract with the school but was on a part-time contract. Ryan Russell, senior partner with MML Legal, who is representing the teachers in the case, told the outlet it's essential that our clients with the fee-paying school are given the opportunity to know the reality of what happened. Extremely serious allegations are being made against senior management, and there are major questions to be addressed and answered through the tribunal process. A second teacher, Ottilie Anderson, has been off work as she has a condition which affects her eyesight. She reckons she was made redundant because of her medical condition and felt undervalued and isolated. And this is her. She suffers with a condition, and she's been let go by the school. So there's a couple of them taking the school to the tribunal. So there we go. But yeah, that case is ongoing. But it's not the first time the high school has faced criticism. In 2019, Daniel Goody had been pushed out of his job at the prestigious high school, where he refused to apologise to a girl who had been late handing an assignment. Mr. Goody had been principal of religious, moral and philosophical studies and was subjected to a string of extremely threatening and unpleasant meetings. Judge Ian McFatridge ruled Mr. Goody was bullied out of the job, and he was awarded £60,000 compensation, so they do have a history of being a bit iffy. Meanwhile, planning news. This is the story of Gurwinder Singh. He was granted permission to build a modest extension to his semi-detached home in Willenhall, West Midlands, back in 2020. But he went bollocks to that. He bulldozed the whole house and decided to create what's described as a travelodge, a monster mansion, which his neighbours reckon it looks like a travelodge. I mean, you don't really get the full look of it. It looks a bit. I've seen extensions like this. Here it is from another angle. I mean, we see a lot of work like this going on around here. They demolish places and rebuild. But he bulldozed the entire house here's a better picture, to build his dream home. Well, it's not looking good for him. He ignored a council notice demanding it to be pulled down. And Walsall Council has now said it will carry out the demolition themselves if he continues to ignore the enforcement notice, because they say he's built the monster mansion illegally. A retrospective planning application was rejected, and a last-ditch appeal to the planning inspectorate has also been dismissed. Singh was given 5 deadlines, with the first given until October the 7th to demolish the building, which his neighbours have likened to a travel lodge or travel tavern. The remaining deadlines order Mr. Singh to stabilise the adjoining property by November the 7th, remove all below ground works by November the 7th, and all below ground works by December the 7th. And he was told he should submit detailed coal mining assessments by January the 7th, and was given till April the 7th to remove all rubble from the site. A lot of sevens. Maybe 7s are lucky, I don't know. Maybe has he dug down into the foundations? Oh, they've got a before and after. Here we go, this is good. They've got a before and after. Here we go. So here it was before, right, and then as if by magic, whoop, 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 whoop. So it looks like he may have actually destabilised his neighbour's home by doing this work, which is not good, is it? So Mr. Singh, tear down the wall. Tear down the wall. Meanwhile, aren't you glad you're out of the EU? Aren't you glad that British heroes like me voted to leave the EU? Aren't you? Aren't you proud of me? Well, we're seeing a war. There's a war broken out between France and Spain. Yeah. Some are dubbing it the Grapes of Wrath. Oh, okay. Right, yeah. Furious. They're furious, they are. French winemakers are furious. They're really pissed off with Spain, apparently, over wine. Local wine growers were seen hurling dozens of crates of Frisonnet off a lorry and gleefully smashing bottles, while others unleashed a torrent of wine to streets by unscrewing a Thames tack. I've lost it. I've gone. I'm losing the will to live here. A tank's tap at Le Boulou toll booth, just 10 miles from France's border with Spain yesterday. The Spanish Confederation of Transport for Goods called on French authorities for a quick and effective response after the protests, and here we are. Now, I don't know about you, but wouldn't you want to stand behind it and go? I don't like wine though, so. But if you did like wine, wouldn't you want to do that? Like something from an episode of Simpsons, Barney Gumble. Oh God, and here's some more wine that's been smashed. I guess it's Spanish wine going into France. I'm guessing because them French, they've got bad attitude, haven't they? So it's wine wars. Who will win? Who will win the wine wars? Oh man, it's just the humanity, and I don't even like wine. It's just the wanton destruction of this stuff. It's just, that is a big puddle of plonk. Look at that. Remember when I used to talk about wine lakes and butter mountains in the EU? Now we know what they were referring to. It was those French. You can tell he's French, see, because he's got a fag hanging out his mouth. Was it a Gauloise, isn't it? All he needed was a beret and some onions. It's just... Oh, then it escalated. Wine wars. You heard it here first. So the war between France and Spain isn't because of I don't know economic. It's wine, all down to wine. And then Spain retaliates by starting making cheese. There you go. Meanwhile, details were released about Paul O'Grady, who died. It was a memorial service yesterday, and his husband, Andre Putasio, was there. Here they are together in better times. Because again, Paul O'Grady, a legend. Mr. Putasio was talking at the event. Here we are, and he told about Paul O'Grady's last hours, and it involved him. He said he was going off to make a cup of tea. Now, when I say it, or the missus says it, cup of tea, it means making a cup of tea. But in their household, it means rolling a joint, because Mr. O'Grady, he liked to relax, and so yeah, Paul O'Grady died after smoking a joint. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, he went very, 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 very relaxed. And this was backed up by Julian Cleary, again another legend, another favourite of mine. He joked, I went over to Paul's for dinner once and he served me pumpkin soup. After that, the evening got a bit wild and I can't remember very much. The next day, Paul called me and said, how did you find the soup? And laughed hysterically. And then he added, God knows what he put in it. There you go. But yeah, and this is the program with a little paw print on. Oh man, oh dear. But anyway, so that was funny. I reckon O'Grady would have liked that. He'd have found that funny. What else have we got? Meanwhile, of all people, Paul Chuckle. To me, to you, to me, to you, for those of you, there will be many people around the world who do not know the cultural importance of Paul Chuckle and his brother, aka the Chuckle Brothers. Chuckle Vision. Chuckle Vision was first. That's where they used to wear the oversized dog costumes. And my first dog, Meg, used to be mesmerised by the Chuckle Hounds, wasn't it? Before they went on to do, To Meet the You. And she was mesmerised by it. She's like, anyway, I'm getting off the point. He was furious, and he's led a backlash against of all things, Quality Street. All right? He took to Instagram to ask when the famous sweet treats have lost their iconic shiny wrappers, because apparently, have we got the new ones? Right, we've got to the left is the old ones, and to the right are the new ones. Now, are you furious? Are you furious that there are no more shiny? Oh, let me resize my screen. Will that change? No. Oh, what is wrong with Daily Mail? So you got shiny wrappers and not shiny wrappers, and he was furious. He said, "What's going on, man?" Oh, that's better. If I'd have done it like that, I'd have got more on the screen. I wasn't using my brain. There we go. So yeah, basically got rid of the shiny wrappers from Quality Street, and he was furious. He was furious. And the people at Quality Street, is it Round? It used to be Roundtree, didn't it? Who is it? Nestle do Quality Street now. Said, well, it's because they've gone eco-friendly and they're recyclable, and the cellulose material that they used in the previous wrappers isn't recyclable. Even though it's cellulose, you'd think it would be, but it isn't. And so now all their wrappers in the Quality Streets are recyclable. There you go. So there you go. So, and then Paul chuckled back down and went, very commendable. So it was just, it was nothing really, is it? Nothing. But there you go. It's a story about Quality Street. else have we got? Just scrolling through, scrolling. Rawhide. A bit dry today. It's a bit dry. La 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 la. Okay, we're doing property news. We're going up to Liverpool. Liverpool, home of the Beatles. There's a 3-bedroom home gone on for sale at a bargain price of £55,000. But, right, there's a frightening twist. Okay, what's the frightening twist? I know what it is, I've just read it. But so this is the place. Okay, looks a bit grubby, a bit run down. And it's going to be auctioned next month with a minimum opening bid of 50,000. Oh, I see it. Look, those fellas. They come with it. Can we get rid of them? But the thing is, right, what the person taking the picture didn't know is they caught themselves in the mirror. Dun, dun, dun. Always be careful of reflective surfaces. But you can see them in the kitchen. Yeah, it needs a bit of a. Oh God, blimey! Needs a bit of a. It's scuzzier than our place. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's dolls, scary dolls. I tell you, it's a slow news day. Slow news day on Daily Mail. Here you go. Do you travel? Now I've warned you against travelling. But if you're going to travel, go business class, right? Because passengers flying Virgin Atlantic business, this is on the A350-1000 aircraft, are impressed. There's a new feature. You can look out the window whilst you're having a poo. Yeah, they've got windows in the toilets now. Yeah, which is nice. So whilst you're laying a cable, you could be looking at this. It's quite relaxing. Sometimes you need to relax, don't you? So there you go. So and look at that. If you're squeezing out a hot one, what better view could you possibly have? So there you go. So if you are going to travel there, and you can shit with a view. Oh my goodness. This is up in Manchester. Just after midnight yesterday. And there's a T-junction. I'm just waiting for the clip to go round so we can get it. And here we go. See a car whizzing across and going straight into a business. Charles Wilson Auto Engineers. Boom. Yeah, left one man in hospital, and 2 people supposedly in the car when that accident happened, and left firefighters from the north, where firefighters battling the blaze. Did I say what happened to the other fella? No, I don't. But yeah, you can see the blaze in this still image. So yeah, there you go. That's a horrific story. Meanwhile, this fella had a unique way of breaking in to a store. What he did, where is it? This is, I can't say any of those names because it's in Poland. Środomiski, that's it. Robert Zumiata from Środomiski District Police Headquarters spoke about the man, and what he did is he stood motionless in the Polish department store, posing as a mannequin. Here he is. I like how they've blanked his face out. Maybe he was actually wearing that. And yeah, he just stood there very motionless, pretending to be a mannequin. And then and here he is manoeuvring his way into a store, and apparently went on a bit of a ransacking spree and stole some stuff. But it wasn't the first time the man had allegedly stolen from the department store. Zuzmati said on another occasion the man allegedly waited for closing before grabbing a bite to eat at a nearby bar, then manoeuvred his way into another store under a steel curtain and allegedly grabbed some designer clothing. But don't worry, they got him. They always get their man, and here he is being arrested. Again, they fuzzed his face out again, being led away. But yeah, posed as a mannequin to do some shoplifting. There you go. Is there no end to their resourcefulness? What the... You know when you think you've seen it all, and then suddenly you've seen it all. This is in South Africa, where, I mean, I'm absolutely gobsmacked. I'm just going to show you. Right, and before you're saying, I bet he drinks Carling Black Label, yeah, they are searching for those guys who force-fed Carling Black Label down the throat of a terrified python. It's a 14-second clip, and it shows them emptying a whole 700ml bottle of lager down the snake's throat. But yeah, and they reckon that it probably killed the snake. Meanwhile, let's go to Worthing. Worthing's nice, isn't it? It's a quiet place. Not like happens in Worthing. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? Oh, it's police. They got him. They've got him. They're smashing their way in before they grab him. Look, and he's shirtless as well. Adds to the mystery. Yeah, that was a stolen car in Worthing, West Sussex. 1:30 p.m. on Thursday, and the police boxed him in before manhandling him out. There you go. Oh, and they've revealed here how much red meat you should have a week. Right. This is what you can have. Oh, you can have 2 thick rashers of bacon, 1/2 sausage, 5 slices of ham, half a burger, 1/3 of a typical steak, or 5 teaspoons of cooked mince. That's probably my whole week, that is. In fact, that could be breakfast, couldn't it? So that's a follow-up to yesterday's story. It's no good, is it? Meanwhile, let's tell the story of Idus J, who's Lithuanian, who lives in Spain. And shall we have a look at him? Here he is in action. He looks like Irving Welsh, doesn't he? Choose life. And what's he been up to? Well, anyway, he's a con man, and he goes around faking heart attacks in over 20 restaurants to avoid paying the bill. Yeah. During the performance, he would fall to the floor, clutch his chest, and fake agony. Manager of El Buen Corner, one of the eateries the comment scammed, said he's very theatrical, and pretended to faint and slumped down on the floor. But don't worry, He's perfectly well as he was being arrested here. I'm surprised he didn't try it with the police to get out of it. And here's the restaurant that he tried it. There we go, the El Buen Coma. And that's in Spain. So yeah. Dine and dash. There you go, that's what it's called, isn't it? Well, this isn't really a dash. I mean, again, once you've done that, how'd you get away? How'd you get away? I don't know. Wait for the ambulance? I do not know. I do not know. Right, so we've done that one. We've got some miniature pictures. World under a microscope. This is entries as part of Nikon's Small World Photo Micrography competition. And yeah, there's some really great pictures like this. This is golden rutile in quartz, taken by Danny J. Sanchez. These are budding slime molds. That's a blue-black weevil. And that's crystallized sugar syrup taken by Dr. Diego Garcia. Though it could be a desktop image for the Apple Mac, couldn't it? Or Windows, if you flip it on its side. And that's a close-up of a match being struck as it ignites. These are polyps on a I can't even say it. Symbiotic Zuliacanthalae. There you go. I mangled that. It's developing stamen of a hibiscus. Sunflower pollen on the end of an acupuncture needle. That's a cryptocrystalline micrometeorite resting on a testing sieve. Of course it is. Venomous fangs of a small tarantula taken by John Olivier Dunn. A mouse embryo. Wow. Adult transgenic zebrafish. Transgenic, that word's cropped up again. And crystals of a malonic acid dissolved in ethanol by Kagri Yauchin of the Netherlands. Diatoms, single-celled algae arranged on the head of a pin. And motor neurons grown in microfluidic device for separation of cell bodies and axons. Well, there you go. Isn't that amazing? What's that? You want an animal story? There aren't any. There aren't animal stories, but I've got one that might do. Right? Where is it? Did it say where it is? This is a TikTok video shared by Rudo Okahola, but it doesn't say where it is. It doesn't say where it is, but I'll show you the video. There might be an advert, so yeah, there is. This is a 30-second ad on a 20-second video. Thanks, Daily Mail. But it's really good. It's really good. Really, I promise. And it's also an animal story. So we'll end on this one. I've gone on a bit, but it is a Friday, and I like to give you a little bit more on a Friday. I'm very generous like that. Very generous. So, God, this 30 seconds feels like it's going on forever. You better not freeze. You better not freeze. But, oh, there we go. Yeah. A bear, oops, is approaching a small child. Look at him. Meanwhile, not all heroes wear capes, some wear baseball caps. And he scares the bear away. Wow. And the little boy then trundles off. Wow. What an exciting video. 9 people in. Joseph says, good morning. I'm here for my daily dose of silly news. Well, not all of it's silly. Cole says, great seeing Monster Raving Noonie Pie standing. Well, old screaming Lord Such hung himself. So, yeah. Joseph, I love the bent prison bars to represent the missing transgenic mouse. Yeah, I bet it's got like big muscles. That's how it bent the bars to get out. That's what they did. Mouse with big muscles. Mighty Mouse, says Joseph. Again, yeah. Naz is in and says, hi. Beans with cheap cheese melted on top. Yum. Yeah, you could do that. But did you do it right? Cole says, ludicrous thing, as you blow the leaves off public path, they're just going to expose more slippery wet leaves underneath. It's a fool's errand, it really is. Joseph says, I don't know. I rake and compost fallen leaves, but I don't blame my impotence on that. Now it's watching these videos. And there might be an ad in a minute, because this thing puts all our ads in there. Joseph says, I eat beans on corn tortillas and red chili. Staple food here. In New Mexico. Oh, beaming to New Mexico. G-Man's in. He's retracted his message, but he says, how do you do? I'm gearing up for the weekend. My son is off to his mum's, and I'm looking forward to going to see Talking Heads stop making sense at the big screen tomorrow. Yeah, I think I've already seen it. Simon says, off to see Killers of the Flower Moon this weekend, or is it Flowers of the Killer Moon? Or even is it Moon of the Flowery Killers? Whatever it is, it's getting good reviews. All 3.5 hours of it. Too long, too long. I shall wait for it to be on the telly, and then I'll probably ignore it then. Why don't they just turn... What you see, the problem is it's Scorsese. Why don't you just turn it into a mini-series and put it on Netflix? When you're dealing with films of that length, you know, it no longer becomes a film. It becomes a TV mini-series. And Renee's in, says, good afternoon, Watermelon here. Indeed it is, and thank you for popping by. And with that, that's the end of the news. Killing the channel one video at a time. You know you've got to drink up, and have a good weekend. Ta-ta.